A unique characteristic of the deer family is the ability to grow antlers. Antlers naturally come off around springtime every year. Therefore, an antler which has been shed is known as a shed. Thus, the term shed hunting means finding these sheds, and it becomes a lot easier with the help of a dog. You will need a collar and leash, some kind of dog treats, a shed, scent, and, well, a dog. The scent, which replicates the natural smell of antlers, is optional but recommended, especially if training with an older shed. It is also important to note that not all breeds can be trained to shed hunt effectively, but some of the best include retrievers and bloodhounds. Familiarization is the process of making sure your dog is comfortable with holding and recognizing the antler. It is recommended to start associating a particular command with the antler so that the dog can remember this information when finding one later on. The command can be the dog's name or just simply shed. The next step is fetching, which involves playing a regular game of catch with your dog. However, you will be using the shed to play catch, and be sure to consistently repeat the command that you have associated with the antler so that your dog will continue to associate the command with retrieving the shed. Be sure to reward your dog with a treat throughout the process. The first part of showing and placing the shed should ensure that the shed is in the dog's line of sight. Have the dog sit until the command for retrieving the shed is given, and reward the dog appropriately. Be sure to repeat this process multiple times. This step is especially important as it bridges the gap between a simple game of fetch and actually searching for and finding the shed without the traditional retrieving format. The second part of showing and placing the shed involves placing the shed out of the dog's immediate line of sight. Now we are trying to encourage the dog to make a greater effort to look for and find the shed on her own while giving the dog a general idea of where to look. Feel free to increase difficulty and prepare your dog for the next steps by hiding it further or in more complex places from the dog. Step 5 is the culmination of the other steps. This is the first true simulation of finding a shed in the field. Make sure the dog does not see or know that the shed is being hidden. Once it is adequately hidden, release the dog and use the command that you have assigned to finding the shed. If all goes well, your dog will look for the shed. Keep in mind that this is the hardest step of all of them, so you may have to repeat previous steps if your dog is not listening or is not aware of what is going on. Patience is key. And finally, the most important step, repetition. As mentioned before, if your dog fails to meet one of the steps along the way, you're going to need to be patient. Younger dogs can only handle 15 to 30-minute training periods. The transformation cannot happen in one afternoon. The dog in the video has already been trained. The leash is necessary to control and restrict movement if obedience training is not your dog's strong suit already. The whole process can take anywhere from 2 weeks to a couple of months. Good luck!